And everyone, switching gears, Airbnb coming in hot this morning following that earnings beat for the fourth quarter. Co-founder and CEO Brian Chesky touched on everything during the earnings call, from demand to hiring, and even spoke about being a host himself. Take a listen to some of the highlights from Airbnb.
Guest demand on Airbnb remains strong. Nights and experiences booked increased 20% in Q4. We had our highest number of active bookers ever in Q4, demonstrating guests' excitement to travel on Airbnb despite evolving macroeconomic uncertainties. We're going to continue to stay really lean, but we're really focused on just really hiring in key positions. And I kind of use this analogy that we're not building like a giant navy. It's more like the special forces. That's what we're focused on. So we've had a lot of success with talent. Joe and I were the first hosts on Airbnb 15 years ago. And having guests stay in your home with you is the original idea behind Airbnb. It's been an amazing way to connect with people.
Okay, so
only 15 years ago, by the way, that's just, it seems,
right.
That seems like a short period of time. Anyway.
Right, an amazing growth story here too. The company's only been public for 2 years, and you think about what some of the growth catalysts will be like from here. Of course, it is on the back of the demand that we're seeing in the travel space right now, and that demand driving more supply that needs to come online. They've really had this push to bring more listings on, and it sounds like there are going to be more product improvements that they're working on. But as it relates to what they said on the call, there were a lot of things that investors could have been excited about.
Indeed. One of the top tickers on the Yahoo Finance platform this morning. Love this note by Jeffries. Made me giggle. The headline, a clean Airbnb. Get it? It was pretty good, but it was. Exiting the quarter over $10 billion in cash, suggested on the conference call they might be eyeing some M&A opportunities, maybe buying back more stocks. Said backlog into the first quarter looks very strong. That's what I heard. I heard a similar tone on Marriott's earnings call yesterday as well. All in all, a very good quarter from this company, and also fits in what we heard from the retail sales report today, where people, and you, Julie, you've been highlighting this all week, people continue to pay more for experiences than physical stuff.
Yeah, I also like looking at the Airbnb earnings to sort of pull out little things about what's going on in the bigger world, right? Mm-hmm. So long-term stays, 28 days or more, still 21% of gross nights booked in the fourth quarter, which is a surprising number to me and shows that for all of the rhetoric about people getting back to the office, there are still a good number of people who are working remotely, and many of them are staying in Airbnbs. Something else that we can think about as we talk about the economic outlook here is the increase in hosts, right? Yes. That people are looking for that extra income in some cases, and this is one of the ways that they're doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you think about what they still have yet to unlock, and it is the return of that international traveler as well. They spent a lot of time on the call talking about the Asia Pacific region and the new type of traveler that is going to be coming back, really leaning into that Gen Z and perhaps China origin consumer, or at least traveler, knowing that there might be more of that pent-up demand and appetite to finally say, okay, cool, some of the restrictions, no mas. Now we're moving about the world. I was going to say the country, but the world, yes.
The world. We're all moving around the world.
And I got raked over the coals last night. We did our after the call analysis. All those clips are still on the Yahoo Finance platform. I encourage you to check them out. Some really good stuff by you, Brad, of course. But a lot of folks saying, yeah, of course, the expenses didn't explode because they let off a lot of people at the height of the pandemic. Correct. But by the same token, Chesky's not out here hiring willy-nilly to support the strong demand he has been seeing throughout last year into the first quarter. So I think it says a lot about his management, that he is, in fact, doing a very good job. And we have more on this quarter. Our very own Allie Garfinkel has that story on the homepage now. Give that a read.
5% lower headcount, 25% higher revenue than in 2019. So that one of the statistics that they also, or metrics that they also mentioned on the call too.
Yeah, when do we stop calling it revenge travel? When do we get past that? I don't know. I think we're still there. I think we're still there.